Hello everyone, I'm Santiago and today I'm going to be testing Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered on the Steam Deck. So another Steam Deck video, 1280 by 800, which is the native resolution, 16 by 10, VSync on, I'll explain why in a second. And then upscaling disabled, we're on native resolution with TAA. On the graphics, medium textures, 4 times anisotropic, over 16 times and 8 times. There's 1 or 2 frames difference. In this case, it does help. We are hardware limited. Low shadows, SSAO, screen space reflections, medium all this, low hair for cutscenes, same with depth of field. Then no chromatic aberration, no vignette, and motion blur on 2, because I don't like motion blur to be too aggressive. No film grain, and a little bit of sharpness on 3. So let's get started. So VSync is on because there's a new option on the Steam Deck called Allow Tearing. This allows us to, well, in the past, VSync was always on from the system. With this, we disable it and we can use the in-game VSync solution. And there is now a 30 frames per second lock. So let's enable the performance overlay. We're going to do a little bit times square and then we do a little bit of fighting. But as you can see, 30 FPS. We have 90% GPU usage. We'll see if that stays that way at 30. But times square should be the worst of the worst when it comes to reflections, amount of people. Here it drops into the upper 20s, mid 20s sometimes. But once you go around, should be okay. But you can use an upscaling technique like the Insomniac Games temporal injection to maintain 30s basically all the time, even on times square. But those are more rare occurrences. Let's see, closer to trees, which also kill performance, at least for me on all my computers. And I enable motion blur because at 30 frames, I don't know, it just feels right in this game, which is rare. I'm a motion blur hater. But in this game, it looks pretty good, actually. Alright, and we're locked at 30 because if we don't do that, we are CPU limited. Okay, let's replay this Sable Outpost. The enemies have a good amount of effects going for them. So let's retry. Right away. Okay, yeah, this is way more geometry. And the enemies have nice effects when attacking me, so...
Literally didn't see that coming.
Let's go with electricity. And so far so good. Remember, native resolution on the Steam Deck. So in comparison to Miles Morales, which is the next one in the franchise, this one has less effects and is less demanding overall. At least in my experience on my other computers. Miles Morales seems to be more effect heavy than this one, that's why I'm using the electricity punches and all that. And that's why I'm doing Sable Outposts, because there's more effects in general with these enemies. And at the same time, I'm close to trees, so yeah, I have an idea on how to make it demanding in general. Also, nighttime can be pretty crazy demanding. We're going to try that out in a moment. Okay, he got me. These 2 items. Anybody else? Alright. So yeah, this, at least in my opinion, are the best settings in general, because it's native resolution 1:1 on how the Steam Deck screen renders stuff. So let's get out of this mission super quick, and we're going to try nighttime. You can very easily do that nighttime by going to one of the research stations. So I'm going to quickly fast travel to there. Hopefully it's very quick. Yeah, I love loading times in this game. And we can change to nighttime by going into this. So let's do nighttime. Hopefully it doesn't kill performance. Here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, nighttime. Okay, I see that the GPU usage is higher. Okay, we're still good. More GPU usage. Oh, we're good. Excellent. Oh. Okay, I like having a fight in the meantime. Get over here. But as you can see, I'm pushing the GPU to its absolute limits. Oh yeah, I'm using the Steam Deck hardware as much as I can. Jesus. I hate these enemies. These are the worst. Okay. And electricity on screen and all that. Anybody else? Okay. There's still, yeah, more flying enemies. I don't care about those. Let's get away. So nighttime is also fine with native resolution. Not sure if they updated the game, but it seems to run better than before. Nighttime, I used to drop frames like crazy. Anyway, let's check my second recommended settings. So if you want to avoid drops as much as possible, you can use IGTI, Insomnia Games Temporal Injection. And there is UltraQuality and Quality. UltraQuality is the closest you can get to the, what's the name of this? To the native resolution, but it's still lower. So my advice here is to use this one, not FSR and no XESS. On this game, they don't look great, at least in the Steam Deck. And I get more stutter, which is pretty odd. So with this, we get less load to the GPU, we have some room to spare, and dynamic resolution just pushes the resolution too low. I'm not sure what's wrong with that. Then you can push shadows a little bit higher, maybe to medium or high. I don't think it's worth doing, honestly, but sure, why not? A little bit more level of detail, and that should do. Maybe a slight more motion blur. And let's get back into the game. And now nighttime we got better shadows, better, a little better draw distance, but a lower resolution. Hopefully the trees don't kill the performance. Okay, just a little bit of stutter. It's fine. We recovered very quickly. Yeah, going through the trees is kind of the issue. Although when you enable those upscaling techniques, my advice would be to just restart the game. Sometimes the game doesn't behave properly when I change the upscalers for some reason. So as you can see, it's solid 30s. Kind of insane, if you ask me. I mean, for a portable machine. And even with this upscaling on quality, we're on ultra quality. On quality it still looks good because the screen is so small in comparison to a monitor, of course. Still smaller, well, still bigger than a Switch screen. The normal Switch, I mean. There we go. Okay, so I think now it's time to do some higher frame rate tests. Unfortunately, we're CPU bound when we unlock the frame rate, so let's do so right away. Let me show you what I mean. On this one, I'm probably restarting the game, that's for sure. We're going to lower everything that is CPU demanding, especially the crowd and the traffic. And the level of detail a little bit. And yeah, let's keep it like that. Disable ambient occlusion and reflections. And that should do. So I disabled all that. I'll disable VSync. I'll keep the IGTI on ultra quality. And I'm unlocking the frame rates. And as you can see, we are at least in the pause menu. I think we should restart the game though. Yeah, let's restart the game. Okay guys, we're back into the game now. Remember, basically almost the lowest settings, with all the CPU bound stuff turned down. And as you can see on nighttime, it's a stutter fest. Not as bad as on Miles Morales. And, whoa. Yeah, no, the CPU is... Well, the CPU is not maxed out right now. but I saw it maxed out in the past, not sure what's up with that. And the game is installed on the internal SSD, so it shouldn't be an issue. But as you can see, I mean, I think it's pretty clear that we're not hitting even constant 40s, we're dropping frames left and right. So my advice for this one, lock it to 30 with native resolution, good visuals, and you should be good to go. Let's go for daytime. But as you can see on daytime is more stable. Still the frame times, yeah, let me disable the allow tearing thing. Maybe that's the reason. Who knows? Okay, yeah, I think it was allow tearing. But on daytime, as you can see, is way better. Still, we're dropping below 40, so we do not have a chance for a 40 FPS cap to get smoother than 30, which sucks. But hey, it's a portable machine. I wasn't expecting 60 frames. I mean, sometimes we get there, but it's not consistent in any way, shape or form. You're just swinging around and suddenly you drop into the 30s. It's super inconsistent. I'd rather play at locked 30s, honestly. And as you can see, the allow tearing thing, maybe enable it if you're locked at 30 for less latency. Otherwise it's not great when using unlocked frame rates, it seems. So yeah, there's over 30 frames with settings like this. We are using a way lower resolution, way lower settings, but at the same time it's not consistent at all. I mean, instead of getting locked 30s, we're between 30 and 60, jumping up and down all the time. And with the frame times being terrible, so what's the point? Do not unlock the frame rate, just lock it to 30 like it did at the beginning, either native resolution or UltraQuality FSR, and you should be good to go. And allow tearing, just use it if you're doing a 30 FPS cap in this case. So yeah guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, still playing one of my favorite games on the Steam Deck. And yeah, 30 FPS cap for the win. See you next time guys.